Alright guys, this is my little tutorial thingy for my digital painting. As you can see, I've already started out a sketch on a background. The sketch is a multiply layer above the background, just because it's easier to sketch that way. And I'm going to start coloring now. So we'll create another layer above the sketch layer. This one will just be a normal layer, and let's pick out a lighter color than the background. This character is going to be mostly white, so we'll use like a bluish tint. This one is a little bit, that's too dark, so let's try this color. That's good. You want to be sure to make a swatch of that color because you'll be needing to reference it. That's the actual color, and this is how it shows up. So you want to be using a lighter color than expected. Anyway, I'm using the Anta's brush set on the side, and I'm using a marker the hard marker, just to give it a sort of painterly look. We'll just start out kind of light here. Not too light, but not too dark either. See, that's kind of looking painterly. My favorite part is doing the detail, but since her hair is going to be black, we'll just be leaving it for now. And here we're gonna leave some of that because it's natural shadows, so you just wanna let it stay. Don't have to use too much. We're just going around and lightly highlighting, because we'll be adding some lighter colors on top of this. We're just putting down a light base coat. There we go. Anyway, I hope this tutorial is helpful. I've never made a video tutorial before. Okay, now we're just lightly getting a little bit lighter here, because this is where the light source is going to be coming from. And don't worry if it looks messy. It is a digital paint after all. There's a cat meowing in the background. I hope you guys can't hear it. Here we go. We're just getting some light. Now it is okay to use a little bit of a smudge tool. I like to use that to kind of smooth out some of the areas, as you can see right now. Just kind of smoothing it out just a bit. I know this isn't like the usual way people traditionally do digital painting, if that makes sense. But this is the way that I do digital painting. And we're gonna change the opacity just a little bit because there is some shadow on this side. So we don't want it to be as bright as the other side. And we just fill that in. And see, this leg is going to be just lightly highlighted since it is in the shadow. Just a little bit, not too much. You want to have a very defined shadow so you're not having inconsistent lighting all over the place. See, I just got outside the line there, so I just switch over to my eraser tool and clean it up. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of black. See, this might be a little bit more difficult. So we're going to switch to a much darker color. Hold on. Yeah, that should be good. I'm going to make a swatch of this. This is the black that I'm going to be using. Notice that this white is not completely white. You don't want to use straight up white, you don't want to use straight up black. See, this is the black in comparison to the black that I'm going to be using, which is this one, and not this one. You don't want to use straight up black for anything. This has kind of like a bluish tint to it, as straight up grayscale black looks like that. You see, it's kind of like dull, it doesn't have any color to it. You want to use a black that kind of has just a tint to it, to any color that suits the character. If your character is kind of reddish, you'll want to use like a reddish black, you know. That's just my suggestion when it comes to colors. Now see, it's kind of blending a little bit because we're using the marker. That's good. You want to have that blend, but don't use too much. Yeah, there we go. See, that's looking good. It is pretty messy. That's okay. It's just a digital paint. That's what you just have to keep telling yourself. It's a digital paint. Now over here is going to be a little bit darker, since that is where the shadow is. I'll just press a little bit harder on that, and there you go. And let's see, we'll do her nose. It's going to be black, just a little bit. Around her muzzle. There we go. That looks good. We'll do a little bit of her goggles here. There's kind of dark. Alright. Just color this in a little bit. And here's her collar. It's going to be black. This is going to be a little bit darker than her fur just because it's, you know, synthetic material. There you go. Don't worry about losing your lines. You can go back and we'll be going back to clean up all that stuff later. Now, this part's going to be, I'm going to clean out this because this is where her black markings are going to be, and the white color will interfere a little bit, so we'll just clean it out. And take the marker, go over that. Smooth it out. Oops, not too much. Just a little bit. There's a cat meowing. I hope you guys can't hear it. Anyway, then we'll take a white marker and we'll just slightly go over this just to give it some go. Nope. I accidentally got some on her collar there. That's okay. Just use Control-Z. It fixes all problems. We're just giving a little bit of texture to her fur here. And just play with it, you know, experiment. That's what arting is all about, right? I noticed that this fur down here is a lot darker than the one up on her neck because it is in the crease where her back is, so there's going to be some shadow there. Alright, don't worry about it. We'll just continue on. Her tail is going to be completely black, so we'll just go right in and start making some texture here. You just want to make quick strokes. Don't think about it too much, just go wherever. Make the brush a little bit bigger, and we'll just go over it again just to make it a little bit darker right here, you know, where there would be shadows. Alright, and then we have our base coat.